Why is it always the bands that suck that have the biggest egos? And I've seen it with sound engineers too. I've seen it with guys that are of low skill and, barely know how to make noise come out of the speakers, have the absolute biggest egos. In fact, I've been very critical towards sound engineers in that respect, specifically on some of these online forums like, Pro Audio Web and Gear Slots and, some of these other things where these guys get on there and they talk about the industry like there's some kind of expert, and most of them don't even own any equipment. And the ones that do barely know how to use it. Why is it these people that have the biggest egos? Why is it the band that can only draw 20 people into a club that's going to give the sound guy a hard time that night? I'll tell you why. It's real simple. I figured all this out. I'm going to share with you some inside secret information. One word: insecurity. See, people who are confident in what they do and know that they know their game well and can actually play their instrument or actually have control over their sound system, they don't have an ego. They don't need to, because their work speaks for itself. Their performance speaks for itself. But when you have these people who are trying to be somebody they're not, and they got too much pride to accept where they are, then they tend to turn into these narcissistic, egotistical personalities who feel like they have to be the smartest guy in the room to be validated. When the people who are truly validated don't have to do any of that. They're validated by their track record, not by the words that they say out of their mouth, but by the actions that they bring to the stage or they bring to the event. The professionalism that they carry regularly, that has become part of their DNA. That is something that never gets in the way of what they're trying to do, because they understand that what they're trying to do is put on a good show, execute a good show, deploy a good show, and that's more important than anyone's ego. So hit me up in the comments section. I know everybody's got a story about an ego band or an ego sound engineer that has rubbed them wrong at some point or another. I'm real curious to hear your stories.